The UEFA Champions League match between Liverpool and Real Madrid might have been a great watch if you were a neutral, but if you're a Liverpool fan, you were once again left with a sinking feeling in your stomach and thinking that this was very much a case of what could have been. Because again, Liverpool looked in prime position to win the game until they did not. Unfortunately, this is reflective of a larger malaise within Liverpool, and it is easy to focus on the short-term issues that they have. Yes, their defense is very prone to errors. Yes, the midfield is way too porous. Yes, the forwards probably aren't performing at the same level of output as they were when they were actually competing for all trophies. But the simple fact of the matter is that the bigger picture scheme of things, it's not been the greatest of times for Liverpool. And it's worth noting that even the team they played against, Real Madrid, have in recent times been going through a bit of a slump, but it does not even begin to compare to the kind of slump that Liverpool have been having through this time. So in this video, what we're going to be looking at is not just, of course, the kind of slump that Liverpool have been going through, but we'll compare and contrast it to how it is that Real Madrid have been faring overall so far this season as well. But before we do that, let's first take a basic look at what happened in that Champions League match, shall we? So obviously you had Liverpool leading 2-0 into 14 minutes. You're thinking, oh great, this is one of those days where Liverpool are going to be getting a win and could very well stay alive in the Champions League. But then they lost 5-2 at full time because, as I said, one too many individual errors and a general lack of cohesion in their play ended up costing them. This was, rather alarmingly, their third loss in their last 5 games. So obviously not all is well at Liverpool. That's been pretty apparent for a while. And unfortunately, this match did continue that run in terms of their rather rotten form that they've been having across competitions, because these 5 games, these 3 losses that they've had in 5 games have in fact come across competitions. So it's not just about the Premier League, the Champions League or any other league. Across competitions, they've lost 3 of their last 5 games. Hardly the place you want to be if you're a club of Liverpool's stature, used to competing for all the trophies. However, this season really has seen a rather alarming malaise set in at the club, because again, if you go back to even as recently as last season, they were competing for all trophies. They were competing for the quadruple in the 2021-22 season. They won 2 of those trophies. Don't forget, they won the FA Cup, they won the League Cup. They lost out in the league on the final day and then lost out to the Champions League as well in the final match. And incidentally, that final match was against Real Madrid. But right now, obviously, you'd think that, okay, Liverpool were competing for 4 trophies last year. How many are they competing for this time around? None. They're very much, nowhere near competing for the Premier League. They've been knocked out of both domestic cups, and Champions League too, really things don't look that much better. But how does that compare when you're looking at, say, how Real Madrid have been faring in recent times? You'd be surprised to know that even Real Madrid were coming into this match with a lot of doubts. Yes, they did win the Club World Cup, but if you're a European club, you have to win 2 matches to win the Club World Cup. And their domestic form has really been a cause for concern. They're currently 8 points off league leaders Barcelona. But how is it that if you compare Real Madrid and Liverpool, you'll notice the depths to which Liverpool have fallen this particular season? If you're looking at their kind of, the quick comparison on how things are going, well, Liverpool currently sit 8th in their league, whereas Real Madrid, even though they've been having a pretty poor season, are still at least 2nd in the league, even though they are 8 points off the pace. If you look at the cup competitions, so Liverpool, as I said, are out of both club competitions. They are out of the FA Cup. They, of course, are not going to be taking part in the Carabao Cup final either. They got knocked out a while ago. Whereas Real Madrid are at least in the semi-final, where they will be taking on arch rivals and current league rivals as well, Barcelona. So again, if you're Real Madrid, you're thinking, yeah, we know that, things have been going not as well as we expected, but they don't seem to be as far off the pace as what Liverpool have been this season. So obviously, if you're looking at, and this is really shocking, why? Because in May of 2022, which if you're counting was about 7, 8, 9 months in that time period, 9 months ago, both teams have experienced a bit of a slump, but Liverpool's has been far more alarming. And in that sense, it really does show just how good a job it is that the players and even Jurgen Klopp were doing, really, because as I said, the decline in their levels has been shocking to say the least. It's pretty evident, a big kind of a turnaround is needed, and that means a big summer where they invest in some players, get some players out. We've done plenty of videos on this. Again, just yesterday we had done a video where we talked about, Liverpool's turmoil and the fact that, their ownership situation, at least for now, seems stable, so they might actually have a big summer ahead of them. You can check out that video as well. But what actually doesn't change the fact that Liverpool fans, as things stand, are set for a long slog of an end to this particular season, because it does seem like things will get worse before they get better. At least that's how I feel about things. What do you guys think? Well, you can let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, tap the bell icon, follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and last but not least, don't forget to download the AajTak app. Thank you all once again for joining us. As always, if you're on the channel right now, please go ahead and check out some more videos that we may have done. For now though, from my side,